Micah Mouse, written and illustrated by Laura Cleveland Turner, for every little mouse who must journey to a new home. In Chesterland, there used to stand a clapboard sentry house. With warm embrace this humble place did shelter Micah Mouse, a gray fur scrap, a velvet nap, a pussy willow mink. He'd rap a tap and lick a lap on leaky pipe for drink. From cracks between wood floors he'd glean the marbles children lose, then polish clean to glassy sheen their blue, green, violet hues. A game, you see, he'd play with glee and roll each crystal ball on bended knee. A bowling spree he'd have down hole in wall. In cellar cleft, with small paws deft, pink clover lined his nest. He wept bereft when landlord left on new house hunting quest. With anguished look his round ears shook, tears trickled from his eyes, when children took from cellar nook their dazzling fireflies. My stars, in mason jars. He'd miss their winking light, gold red as Mars or far quasars that spark the velvet night. He cried about the turning out of perky furnace flame. There was no doubt to be without its heat would be a shame. At midnight stroke, he often woke from dreams where songs rebound. The windows broke, and out like smoke uncurled their haunting sound. I'll stay until new owners fill these rooms with children's song. 'Twill be the same. But no one came. Nights grew November long. The white mice fussed and stamped the dust and begged gray Micah Mouse,
"Don't suffer cold as you grow old. Suit out another house."
Fond memories kind to my mouse mind are woven in this nest. I doubt we'd find new houses kind. I like this place the best. Micah slept while white mice leapt through tiny hole in wall, and waking wept to find they'd crept away, yes, one and all. He sighed some more till across the floor clicked Ricket Cricket Nick.
I would adore to lie before a hearth of red warm brick. The ice and snow, my rhythm slow. I'll leave this ancient house. I'm going to go. Come too?
Thanks, no, responded Micah Mouse. Poor Micah's tears filled up his ears until he hung his head. But in a while he found a smile and comforted, he said, "While pine logs glow, you'll chirrup low by some new fireside. Your wish to go before first snow is surely justified." So upon his back, his music rack and mended fiddlestick, shoe polish black through cellar crack, hopped Ricket Cricket Nick. Micah drummed a din on sardine tin and spread his silence cloth. His meal had started when darkness parted and in flew Coddling Moth.
Now, Micah, friend, my days can't end without a candle flame. Light bulb won't do, full moon or blue. It's simply not the same. Dear Micah, bend. I can't pretend I like to see you try. To strive and fend till bitter end, snuff to make me cry.
"Don't coddle me, dear stingless bee," sighed Micah as he rose. "For tears," said he, "I cannot see." For sound, he blew his nose.
I now believe it's time to leave and look for brighter climes. Flame's warmth is kind. Don't stay behind. You must change with the times.
Moth wings did scatter their dusty matter through jagged window pane, when, full of chatter, in rolled caterpillar Polt by name.
Polt's toes, They're froze, like ice on 92. Look at this nose, how cold it grows. Polt thinks it's turning blue. The white mice dance and leap and prance, but miss your company. Oh, Micah, come. Polt's nose grows numb. Please join your family.
Polt snuggled close his toes, his nose into his bristling fur, and rolled like ball through hole in wall, a brown and orange burr. Then silence dropped like stone and stopped the plink from leaky pipe. No more it plopped. Old Micah mopped his brow in trembling swipe. I used to boast to love home most, but now home's not the same. I see a host of flickering ghosts. I know them not by name. Why now, too near, I think I hear the furnace start to hum. Can't trust my ear. This hum, I fear a purring will become. To Micah's hole there softly stole plush footsteps on the prowl. They stopped to sniff of mouse, a whiff, then howled a fearful yowl. A motor's purr came from white fur of big cat Astrophe. Won't something lure you from my door? Don't knock and ask for me. Gray Micah prayed, but Big Cat stayed, gooseberry eyes on fire. Emerald inlaid, they never strayed from appetite's desire. Cat's eyes reveal what furs conceal, and soon Catastrophe began to feel the white cold steel her furred immunity. Her smile did slip from curled up lip, as inner chill did send an icy nip to very tip of every fur nerve end. Like ping-pong ball, no weight at all, white dandelion head. She sprang the wall to windows small, and will-o-wisp, she fled. All sound did drown in soft snowdown, as trembling Micah Mouse said with a frown, from this whole town she had to choose this house. I know she will continue still to come. Catastrophe will hunt until she gets her fill, curl up, and think of me. Dream ghosts are made of fog and shade. They lack the common stuff that does not fade when cats parade. Of them I've had enough. Goodbye, old house. This wiser mouse knows now his winter's come. New century's house will bring new mouse. 'Tis time to learn that sum. He gathered in his sardine tin the marbles and pink clover, and spared a grin for might have been, but knew his stay was over. And with one last goodbye to past that echoed through his heart, old Micah cast a glance, his last, round house, then darted out. field of winter's yield, all pumpkin vines and rubble. Against winter steeled, he made a shield and corn husk bed from stubble. But corn husk bed became a sled when it began to slide. No nap, he said, and took instead a long toboggan ride. It ended when he reached a glen of sycamore and more trees, where 9 or 10 or more snowmen o'erturned him just to tease. Afoot he strove toward Chimney Cove, used by October witches. Behind him wove in shadowed mauve a trail of feather stitches. Old yellow broom for chasing gloom against the chimney resting, made sunny room of winter's tomb a perfect place for nesting. So thought a fatter, outstretched caterpillar, Polt by name. It didn't matter to the latter how strong the wind became. For cold to beat was accomplished feat, his dream clung warm and deep. While chimney heat warmed all his feet, he fairly purred in sleep. Then Micah heard a chirp which lured his chin to windowsill. Through panes frost blurred, a cricket stirred, and Nick began to trill, as fiddlers do, like squeaky shoe, while hearth fire crackled time. And you know who he fiddled to? Yes, Cat in all her prime. Her purr box ground, ecstatic sound, and with a rippling shrug she circled round in orbit bound by wine blue braided rug. Her paws kept slicked and ear tips pricked, in order first to pounce on mouse she tricked, to think sleep ticked, in limbs all spring and bounce. A purring drone in monotone Catastrophe emitted, till nodding prone on plump cheekbone, to winter nap submitted. Mouse waited till big cat was still to start out through the snow, though path uphill took all his will, his heart knew where to go. For he could hear with inner ear the calling of his kin, mice singing clear from churchyard near, ringing their loved one in. They cried aloud at winter's shroud, as through a sunrise glistening, old Micah plowed, with gray head bowed, and one ear cocked for listening. Through stained glass dim, gray mouse peered in, and heart began to falter. White mice inside all watched Moth glide round candle flame on altar. A spiral trance, electron dance, encircled sacred fire, and as by chance, the dark expanse of church rang with mouse choir. Erase, erase each wrinkled trace of apprehension wary from off your face. This is the place where mice have sanctuary. New home at last, his heart beat fast at welcome cheers and laughter. All warm and safe, this careworn waif lived happily ever after. In Chesterland, there used to stand a clapboard sentry house. This humble place with warm embrace was home to Micah Mouse. And you must know I love it so that I will gladly dare someday to go back through the snow to see if it's still there.